All right, Mo, I picked the topic Tuesday.
I'm holding a legal pad because it makes me look important and busy.
All right, we'll get started. Johnny Cueto, concerned?
Yeah, sure. Why not? He hasn't been very good his last 3 starts. He hasn't been good against teams that aren't very good offensively, and we're 2.5 weeks away from him probably starting game 1 of the postseason against another team's ace that the Reds might have a hard time scoring against. Johnny, historically, September, not very good. I don't know if it's fatigue. I haven't examined his shoulder, and I don't necessarily know what the solution is, and maybe he simply has to pitch his way out of it. Maybe he simply needs some rest, and I'm a proponent of that. But I don't know how you've watched Johnny right now and not be a little bit concerned about what he's done. Big picture, overall body of work has been outstanding, but I think you are more like your most recent track record. And if you're struggling in September, you're a little bit more likely to resemble that in October than the guy we saw in April. It's not to say that he can't rebound, whether it's across the course of the next couple of weeks or next month. But yes, I am concerned because the Reds need Johnny Cueto to deliver if they're going to win the World Series.
If you were Dusty Baker, would you want to stay in Cincinnati?
I'd want to be open to staying in Cincinnati, but I don't know that I would sign the first piece of paper that Walt Jocketty slid over to me. Why? Why not think of other options that might be out there? Maybe even Los Angeles, which is closer to home and which is a place that you've played in before and are still held in high regard. Look, Dusty's stock is higher than it was 5 years ago. And if your stock is high, you consider other options. Why wouldn't you? And why would you be all that enthusiastic about coming to a place that is never going to accept you? Maybe shy of winning the World Series. You know the scrutiny here, and you know the fact that no matter what happens, there's always going to be some predisposed to not liking you and usually pulling the trigger and blaming you for the first thing that goes wrong. That might be the case in October. I hope it's not. But if you're Dusty Baker, clearly you keep an open mind about coming here. You got a good chance to win here, but I would at least be open-minded as well about looking at other opportunities where I might be able to make more and where I might be a little bit better appreciated.
Next step for the NFL and the referees.
The next step, unfortunately, has to be continued public erosion in the faith of the referees. The way that happens is referees continue to suck. What I mean by that is they're going to need to cost somebody a game. I don't want that to happen, but I want the best referees available working the best football games. These guys ain't it. What we saw last night, Monday Night Football, was an embarrassment. We didn't know who to reward the football to. We didn't know how to control a fight. We didn't know who should get penalized. We didn't know who was who. We didn't know which direction which team was going in, and the game took almost 4 hours. Pathetic. Can't happen. We need the best guys in the world officiating, the best football players, and working with the best coaches in the world, and these guys aren't it. Unfortunately, the only way it's going to happen is if public faith in the officials erodes, and the only way that happens is if a team loses a game, due in part to the bad officials. I almost got through that without making a mistake. Tweet me, tell me what you think, and Mo at ESPN1530. By the way, tweet up on Friday, Reds.com/tweetup. Speaking of which, I'm on Twitter at MoEgger1530.